What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we are putting new tires on the R8 and the Gallardo. It is about that time where both cars get fresh rubber. Spring season is here and we're going to be racking up the miles on these cars. So in today's video we're going to talk about when and why should you replace your tires, particularly age and tread depth are the two main topics we're going to go over. So for these cars we have brand new tires that Mike is demonstrating.
Here we go. So we got these tires from Fitment Industries. You can check out the link down in the description below. You can also get wheels and tires mounted and balanced shipped to your house, as well as the tires, of course. So we have our mobile tire friends coming over, so we don't even have to leave the house to get this project done. We love the wheels that we currently have on our vehicle, so we are just getting the tires here. And Fitment Industries has every brand, every style, anything that you want, they have for your car on their website. So check out that link down in the description.
All right, so we're gonna first start with talking about tire age. Now, I bought this car in November of 2023. When I look at my tires that are on it, you can see this 4-digit code, C4518. So that means the 45th week of 2018 is when these tires were manufactured. That is roughly the first week of November back in 2018. So that means when I bought my car, my tires were right at 5 years old. Generally, 6 to 10 years is kind of that iffy zone of you probably should really consider changing your tires. A lot of shops may not even pass your annual state inspection if you're over 6 years old. So when I bought the car, I knew that in the next year, new tires are gonna be coming for sure. And now that we're into spring and we driving the car a lot, these tires did get a little bit of damage on them, so I might as well start fresh. Now, on my new tires, you can see the date code is right here, 2523. So that means these were produced in the middle of the year in 2023, which means these are only about 7 or 8 months old. Obviously, when you buy tires or manufactured, then they go off to different warehouses, companies, things like that to be sold. So these are very nice and new. I got a good 5-6 years of tire life on these. Now, another thing you got to take into consideration, look at the tread on my tires. They are really good. These have a lot of tread life. They only have about 5,000 miles. So unfortunately, while my tires are in good shape, great tread, no real major damage, just a few scuffs and a little nicks from what I did with this car a couple months ago, still they're getting close to aging out. So you want to make sure you have safe tires for your car. On top of that, when you're inspecting your tires, if you see any signs of dry rotting or anything like that, you absolutely want to replace them. Dry rotting is not good. That is the rubber decaying, and you could risk a blowout, and that's not a good situation. On top of that, the older the tires get, the harder they get, the less safe they become. So age is very important. You got to monitor that date code. Once you get close to that 6-year mark, you really got to consider new tires. So that is one of the biggest things. Age, even if you have good tread left, age is pretty important.
So going off of what Brian just talked about with his tires, I actually have the opposite situation. So all 4 tires on my R8 have a date code in the year 2020. I bought this car in 2021, so I knew that I had a few years with these tires. So we're right around 4 years old with these tires, and they are very, very worn with a younger age, or it's a newer tire than on Brian's car. So you'll notice just how much these have worn. So the tread depth on your tire is something important because obviously this is the contact point between your car and the road. So as you start to get to low tread depth, where you can almost start to see some of the wear strips in this exact tire, this is where your braking can be increased, so you're not going to be able to stop as quickly, and inclement weather is really where you're going to see a difference. Luckily, all-wheel drive is a little bit better in the inclement weather, but when you have less tread, that is still going to be a huge factor. So if you notice on the brand new tire here, you're looking at around 6 30-seconds or greater for a brand new tire. So anything above that is obviously going to be good. As you start to get lower, so 2 30-seconds, I'm sure these are probably 1 or maybe even 0. This is where you're starting to need to get to that point where I think I should probably replace these tires. So with my worn out rear tires for this all-wheel drive car, take a look at the front tires. Probably maybe double the depth for the front, so they aren't quite as worn as the rear. So why am I replacing all 4 tires? On an all-wheel drive car, that is something that is very important to do because you don't want to mess with the tread depth here. It's actually going to throw off each tire a little bit differently. That can cause wear to your drivetrain, your traction system, anything like that. You want to be able to replace all 4 when needed. Now on Brian's car, this is rear wheel drive with a staggered setup. So the rear tires are wider than the fronts, meaning he can't rotate tires front to back. However, he could rotate them side to side. It wouldn't really do anything, but he can replace both fronts without having to replace both rears just because it's rear wheel drive. If it was all wheel drive like my car, he'd have to replace all four in a situation like that. But if you have an all-wheel drive vehicle, and let's say you have 5,000 miles on your brand new set of tires, and you happen to have a blowout or some situation with just one of the tires, you could actually use a technique called tire shaving. But if you were in a pinch, you didn't want to buy another set of brand new tires, even though they have 5,000 miles on them, you can do that to get the diameter of the tire down to match the other four, so that way you can have a full set ready to go.
So with all that information out of the way, our guys here from Modern Mobile Tire, they're gonna be doing the whole installation. Obviously, we can't really fit these tires in these cars, so to have a really good mobile shop is awesome. We'll have them linked below as well for those of you who are in the local area. This is the way to do it, and now they're already getting a head start. And now we can show you how they get the tires all squared away and continue from there. All right, with the first wheel all squared away, only got 7 more to go getting these cars back on the road. Definitely nice to have someone who really knows what they're doing, who can come to the house and makes it super easy. But also keep in mind with Fitment Industries, if you do order the wheels, you can get them mounted and balanced before they even get to your house. So really cool options out there. And we are just gonna throw you guys on the time lapse, get both of these cars rocking and rolling with some new rubber on them. We are going with Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. I had them on my GTR, both my Supras had them. Nothing against the Pirellis on the Lambo, but I'm really not a fan of them in general. And Mike has these same Michelins on his car, never had issues. So we're rocking with those tires, we're just a fan of them. Lots of noises with changing tires, but they're gonna knock it out, and we're gonna get these cars back together. Alright, the cars are all squared away with the new tires, looking good. We're going to get a cold start of each car because we haven't been able to do that with the cars next to each other. But as a recap, you know, if you're buying a new car or used car or just having a car in general, definitely keep in mind the tire age, make sure there's no signs of dry rotting. Once you're getting close to that 6-year mark, consider new tires. If you have an all-wheel drive car and your rears are getting low, all 4 tires you probably ought to go ahead and do. And just kind of depending on your configuration of your own vehicle can determine if you do all 4 at the same time or at least one axle or something. But those are some good tips to follow just to keep your car in perfect condition and having safe and good tires. Let's take now a look. We both went with the exact same tires. Both of these cars have the same size fronts actually. The rears, ironically, the R8 has 305s. So we got wider tires in back on the R8. The Lambo has 295s. So kind of interesting that Lamborghini has a smaller wheel. And then we got 235s for both fronts, but rocking those Michelins. I'm excited to have them on this car. These are gonna be a lot better than the tires taking off. They both look good with the fresh rubber, of course. Can't argue with that. Definitely a nice looking set of tires. Now, I guess we'll fire up the V8. I'm curious how they're gonna sound.
Well, 1, it's probably not gonna be that loud, and 2, I have it with the exhaust off, so
might have to open?
Turn it on. I can't do that until I start it up though.
Gotcha.
So.
And my car doesn't have a muffler, so that'll be interesting.
That's loud. Sorry, neighbors.
That's loud. I don't think you've ever heard it this close, but
no.
We'll see what you think.
Well, maybe at some point we'll have to have a different rev battle or mountain
We do need to do a comparison.
battle. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
We have to do that at some
We'll
point.
do our comparison with a fresh set of tires, go through some twisties, and
Yeah.
see which one is cooler.
Because if you're unfamiliar, these are the same cars underneath.
I just have an Audi body kit.
And I just have a Lamborghini body kit on the same car, basically.
But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, going a little bit more in depth on tires. Obviously one of the most important things for your vehicle as far as driving anywhere you need to go, and with performance cars, doing performance type driving as well. Check out Fitment Industries. We'll have that link down below where you can order tires, wheels, some other accessories for your cars as well.
Definitely a one-stop shop. They have a million sizes, brands, whatever you're gonna need for your car or truck. They'll set you up, and this is where we've ordered all of our tires, and in other cars, wheels and tires, which they will mount for you. And then shout out to our friends for coming over with the mobile service and getting these things knocked out at home, which is always a plus.
So if you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. We'll see you all in the next video.